I'm the Dadpanther, and we are going to unload some brand new gameplay from Kate, who comes out in about 3 or 4 days. So the devs did a little something. I'm gonna try to do a little something. Kalika-lika-low. All right, guys, it was a great stream. Give or take. There was no reveal of any new information. There was no conversation about storylines and who's coming next. No war date updates. No roadmaps. Nothing other than talking about Kate. And it was one of the biggest, showings I've seen on these dev streams, which happens normally about 2 p.m. Pacific time. I want to say 5-ish on Eastern time, 5 or 6, I can't remember. And that's every Friday they do that. They normally play with us, the community. This time they brought in 2 other people. I'll probably do another video for the state of the game or the war table breakdown. But this was awesome. We got a chance to look at her skill tree and the images that I'm doing in the back to the best of my ability, chopping this up because it was plagued by lag. There was a lot of times where people were saying that it was lagging and they knew it. They're doing the best they can. They wanted to get this information out. The execution might not have been there in their favor, but people were hyped. People liked it. I could see it in the comments. It was really nice because it was almost at one point, it was almost 2,000 people watching this stream, and that is big if you're watching the previous dev streams where we're normally 700 is the max and it tapers off and we're doing 400 to 500. So it was cool to see all the people from the community that I've seen on either Discord or when we're doing the stream with Miller and things of that nature. So I thought it was really cool to have those faces in there and be pleasantly surprised of the information that we're going to give us on Kate and enjoy what Kate was doing. So we got a chance to look at the skill tree. I'm not going to break down any of this stuff. I'm not going to claim to know anything more than what I know. All I know is I'm hyped for this game. And I said, hey, you know what? Let me try to chop and edit some of this stuff so that the community can, see, and maybe you guys do what you do and you notice something that's a little different. So again, they went over the skill tree. I believe the skill tree is going to get improved when they adjust the power levels. And you can see in the name banner, you see that says 150 power. I've talked about this before. The devs have mentioned this. It's just something simple in a looter shooter or a role player game or, a game of this nature that you're going to get the level cap increase probably a few times in the lifespan of this game. So they're playing on a dev build. They could not play with us. So we weren't allowed to play, we weren't able, I won't say allowed, we weren't able to play on this stream. Man, but it just, I don't know, it was really cool to see what her moves were. A lot of people were saying, well, you know what, this is a dev build, so she's going to be really, really squishy and take damage real quick. And they're like, no, she takes damage the same as anybody else. I did like the fact that a lot of her arrows and moves look like they were spec towards critical hit damage and critical hit chance, and so that's cool. There was a possibility that you can build her any way you want to. So if you wanted to build her with a sword style, or you want to go arrows, that's your choice. If you want to do a blend in between, that's your choice. So I thought that was pretty cool. So at any point, guys, you can rewind, you can pause. If you're going to use this for other purposes, maybe you're a content creator yourself, new or old, and you want to use it, just give me some type of shout out, put me in the description. That's fine. It's for the community. But they did go through and they kind of highlighted certain parts of the skill tree, and Phil, doing what Phil does, mentioned that he could get in trouble because he shouldn't really be showing this, and he's always doing something. And again, the dynamic duo of these two are awesome, and it's awesome to have them out there because they seem like they care, they're passionate about what they're doing, and they seem like 2 great guys. The 2 guests that they had that came on, I'll go over when I do another recap like I mentioned previously, but it was cool to see that. It's unfortunate that lag was throwing things off as I go through the mode right there. Again, everybody was just trying to get like the best quality. Like they were thinking it was their setup that they weren't able to see properly. But I did like how they added in the format more developers. I think if they recorded this, pre-recorded this, right? Think of this concept. It's not even a concept. If they would have went ahead and done the reveal, right, on a closed thing where they can control it. So they just show it off, they record it, they do the voiceover, and then they play it at the same time as the stream, and then that's it. That's it. So for 45 minutes, maybe, we got to see this in the best state it could be. There was no lag. They could break things down. The gentleman that was on, I think his name was Scott. I could be wrong. I don't even know. I'm trying if I don't have it down written down, but you would be able to have a clear cut thing where he's talking about what you're seeing versus someone playing the game and he's talking about something else and kind of trying to feed off of that. When they brought in the other guests, that's when you could have went to the cutscenes of what you shown on the trailer, or maybe a little bit more. So I think, again, for moments like this, if they just didn't go live and they pre-recorded it, then afterwards, then you have the dynamic duo or someone else jump on, and then they live stream and they play. So I think that'd be awesome if they did something like that. Even they could even watch the stream of the pre-recorded and then be able to engage more in the community as far as the chat. So that's my take on that. But again, what you're watching is they're going through and just simply showing us a little bit of her skill tree. Now there's going to be times where I'm just going to shut up and let it play, like now. And I'm back. Listen, I chopped and diced this thing up the best way I could to give you gameplay. Okay, so there are no cool effects. I'm literally chopping it up as soon as I see the lag, going in and cutting it out to the best of my ability. So bear with it, but this is, if you thought this was like, hey, it's not as smooth, it's kind of jumpy, you should have been there live. So again, it's just awesome. She her movement looks slow as she's running around, I guess. Like that's really good movement. I like it. But I feel like her movement was slow as she's kind of jogging around like, hey, you know, I don't know, it felt stiff. But her moves felt fluent. Like right there where you're seeing her use the blade katana, and she's just that jump that she does, that superhero jump that Deadpool makes fun of. But just the arrows felt smooth. The wormhole that she opened looked cool. That burst where she can spread it out. There's one where I think when her eye level gets high, I'm not even gonna try to butcher what's called. Again, on the top of my head, no script. And she shoots out at some point pure energy. So this is another point of the stream where they move from beating up bots to beating up harder bots. And in an actual level design. So that was cool. So again, and then the conversation was like, they never said that, but online and, you know, during and after, it was like, okay, when's Clint coming and how is Clint going to be different? And they said Clint will be different. He has a different moveset. Yes, he uses he uses arrows, but it's in a different form. So a lot of people are interested about that. But like I said, the Echo Fighter conversation, they know it and they're confronting it head on. They're saying, listen, they're going to play different. Now, when is Clint coming out? They didn't have any information on that. I've always said it would be January if everything's on pace, that you would release a character every month and get this thing going before you slow down, before you move to another season. Before you have to lower the cost of the game to continue to grab new people. But again, it looks great. I just recently dropped a video. It's a 5-part video. It started off as just a response to the video that said you should buy this, which was really only to anyone who's never bought this game now. I mean, I don't know how low this game will go, but as of right now, it's a still at $29.99. I would like to buy it on PC, but I mean, for that, how the looting system set up, that I would have to wait for $9.99 on that one, because my time, like yours, is valuable. If you saw me in the chat, I spammed, and I felt like I was the only one. I spammed loot. I kept saying loot, RNG, loot 2.0, because if you follow this channel, it's to me the biggest component. Like, I don't care what the game looks like, what characters come out, what new missions come out. There's two things that get me. It's the looting system with the RNG, how that feels like if your time is valuable. If you grind out this game 3 hours or 8 hours, you're going to be rewarded for it. If you play the game on the hardest difficulty, you are going to get the best loot. You're going to have loot management. You're going to have inventory management. Like that is the legit thing that I'm like, we need to figure out. And that little bit of lag you just saw, that was majority of the video. And I just can't go back and flip it because I need to take off to go to work. And I still have a stream to do before I do that. So now you're looking at what it could have been. And the second thing is quality of life. The ping system, you know, the difficulty, the farming map, the replayability of the story. But again, it was a really good stream. We're just excited to see something new. Like I said, you see the power cap increase on its dev build. And on the end, I'm going to show you some pictures from Miller that he was able to pop from the stream, making my life easier, our life easier. So again, these are the skill breakdowns, and then you're going to see the exotics. There's one more piece. I'm not going to be able to post that because for some reason it won't let me post it. I don't know if it's a secret file, but it was I don't know if it was the shooter's edge. It can't be the shooter's edge. But yeah, I don't know. Just, we got images. That's what we got. That's what we got, and we got what we got. So again, man, put in the comments, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about this game? Are you hyped about it? Are you playing it? I don't know. I think it's going to bring a lot of people back to the game and mess around with the character. But again, if the loot isn't there, and like I said, I mentioned it, I spammed it, and Phil did say, hey, look, we see you. We are working on the loot. There is new loot coming, and he says they're redesigning it. And he also said, he mentioned it on previous videos. Now, that's one of the things I keep hearing sometimes in the comments. Where did I get this from? There is no loot 2.0 coming. Yes, there is. They're not going to call it that, maybe. Maybe they should. Who knows? But all in all, great stream. It's so weird streaming and then doing YouTube videos, because you end up, at least me, sometimes doing a YouTube video like I'm streaming. Again, if you use any of this information, the pictures came from Miller, which I believe is from the stream, just snapping it. And video is from me, poorly edited to the best of my ability. I've only been doing this 2 months. So you could have been anywhere in the world and you're here. I greatly appreciate that. Until next time, which is what, 3 or 4 days we get Kate. Till next time, Kalika Allow.